Here's a recording pressure differential meter that I have set up in the just past the throat blade, damper blade, showing air pressures versus in the chimney compared to the home interior here. You'll see there's no fire, but there's a windstorm occurring outside with heavy rain and high winds up to 60 mile an hour, which affects the draw in both ways, is down pressure and drop negative pressure, which is suction drop without flame, showing the importance of having a damper when you have flame to govern and keep the flow at a draw rather than have it wide open, letting it go positive and then negative and then positive and negative, depending on the balance of the pressures outside and inside and the flame. There's three things. You'll notice at zero, negative is drop. In the pascals, very little, less than almost like less than a feather, a lot less than a feather. Once in a while, the light goes out. I gotta click the button. But you'll see in wind gusts, it'll turn negative. It'll go up to 9, 19. There it was. It'll go up to 30 and higher, depending on the suction. Normally, when I have a fire, it basically pretty much regulates it at around 10 to 14. And that's plenty of suction that I need with very little flame, just to warm. Look at that, up to minus 25 with a wind suction. And that'll reverse when there's down pressure in the area, not down pressure in the flue, down pressure around the chimney in the whole area here, which is just like putting a lid on a chimney. Flame and a warm chimney will fight that to a point, depending on the strength of your chimney and flue size and flue height. And of course the flame. But if your fireplace is built right, you don't really need thrust from a flame to keep up a decent draught without smoking. And there's other reasons for the design of the throat chamber, its contours, its the height of the throat opening over the lintel, shape of the lintel, shape of the slant of the back wall. Many things that can cause heat. The warm brick caused by a high choke, slow flows that heat up those brick walls on the firebox and will expand the slower flow and cascade it forward and dilute the smoke, and you'll leak. So everything has to be right. But it all starts in the chimney, of course. You have to have a decent draught. You can't have a chimney that doesn't suck and depends only on flame thrust. You need both. You need flame warmth, flame thrust or warmth in the chimney, coupled with some height to get to keep the inertia and drop, and then you can regulate it down as much as possible through a skinny opening, enabled by a thinly adjusted damper blade. I'm waiting for words there, but you get the message. It goes up to 19, minus 19. Look at that, jumping all over the place. Zero. So you're getting from negative 30 air pressure here to zero, and then positive, which is down pressure. And when you don't see the minus sign, it turns to down pressure, and that's been up around 5, 6 to 9, like there's almost 7, 2. So you're getting fluctuating all over the place. showing how a chimney can be affected
Medical staff shoes might function as carriers, end quote. Dr.
during
host of the Dr. Oz
atmospheric pressure differences.
Dr. Oz
Now
now
this is in comparison to what's in my house. The other tube in here is just out into the atmosphere in the envelope in the room here.
in different municipalities across the country where it's on the soles of their feet.
The damper is adjusted at 1.25 inches, where it normally always is.
These are places where, without question, you can get a lot of people expressing virus.
You add heat here
The virus gets aerosolized when we speak or sneeze or cough.
from a flame and warm up everything. It's a big positive for the negativity for the flow, which will resist a lot of the fluctuations up there. The governing portion or part of it, which puts the brakes on relinquishing a lot of the airflow, comes from the high choke. The high choke is only enabled from a good design, good damper, and that's about it.
Gosh, these are such basic things. Wash your hands. Take your
Thank
shoes
you.
off as you
Talk to you later.